Hi, I'm Trinity.
And I'm Courtney, and we're Left Right Collective. Today's topic, we're going to talk about white lies.
Courtney and I just discussed our notes before we started videoing, and it seems to be a very vast topic. So we are going to do our best to keep it simplistic in a way that we feel what best describes what we're trying to share and chat about.
So I think it starts from...
Well, let's talk about like what white lies are. What do you think a white lie means?
Like the simplest thing.
Because why? Like, why do you think people say white lies?
I think it's because they feel like they just don't want to have to explain the truth because they feel guilty or they feel not good enough to...
created from a fear-based mindset. Yeah. So we wrote that. I think what I want us to talk about with white lies is how white lies can become massive, greater lies. But we want to talk about the binary reason of why we do this, because I only know from my own personal experience of why I used to say them when I was younger. So, do you want to read the next?
Yeah. So who created the fear-based mindset? Which is, well...
First, our parents, for sure.
Yeah.
Because of them telling us how to behave and how to be. And in that space, us not wanting to upset them, disappoint them, get in trouble. So then we'll not speak the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
societal norms.
Wanting to fit in.
Right.
Wanting to be accepted. Wanting to please. Wanting to be liked. And then my favorite... religious beliefs.
You're so funny. How do you say that?
So, I mean, can you give an example of a personal experience of like when you told a white lie when you were little?
See, I think that's like, and I'm not, like, you have your perspective on it because that's what you said you did as a kid or whatever. I don't feel like I've ever been that person to...
Perfect.
It's not, I don't want to say that.
I'm joking. Yes, own your truth. Own your truth. That's what this is about.
I don't know. I just think I've always been truthful. Okay, I do have a story.
Yes.
But I did it in a way because I didn't want to fight with that person. And so I would just like make a lie just so that I didn't have to have like...
keep the peace.
It's not like it was like a bad thing.
But that's why they're called white lies, because they're not necessarily meant to be detrimental or harmful, but it's mostly out of people-pleasing behavior.
Right. So I guess it's...
Yeah.
So I'm not perfect.
I'm teasing. She is, though.
But I don't know, like as far as like childhood stuff, I don't ever remember lying to like try to get out of trouble or to not fit in or...
I did all that shit. I didn't want to get in trouble with my mom. I didn't really believe the religion that I was meant to subscribe to. So just to please and to fit in, I'm a storyteller. I can create anything to, I guess I just use the word subscribe, to assimilate. Inside, I knew inherently in my soul, my inner being, it wasn't in alignment with who I truly am, but I did it because I didn't know any better. And as I got older, I realized that wasn't something that felt good to me, where others can stick with those white lies and continue living that. When someone believes and lives by their truth, but it's a false image. I love that Courtney wrote that. That like really resonates with me because I really wanted us to speak about this topic based upon the interpersonal relationships that she and I have encountered in our adult lives. And when someone decides to be something that really isn't truly who they are, and then they live their lives in such a way, and how it plays out, it's just chaos and destruction. And that's how it shows up.
Yeah, 100%. Like, for example, I'm not gonna say names, but
Never.
someone I know walks around town.
We live in Las Vegas. I'll shut up.
But
I'm sorry, I'm being a dick.
I mean, the people that they're around, the people that I'm around, just like the things they talk about, it's like they're two different people. At home, this person was just so different than, not different, but yeah, essentially, I guess. Just
a variation?
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. I just don't understand how, it's almost like they had two lives. I don't know.
That seems to be,
understand what I'm saying?
Whoa, 100%, because I have encountered this in my own personal life experience, where it seems to be very, I can't wrap my brain around it. Even before I started doing the work and she started doing the work, it's why people have a lot of anxiety. And it's because they're not truly living a life that is in alignment with who they want to be, who they really are. Unless you're a fucking sociopathic, narcissistic dickhead, then that's the truth thing that somebody else creates for themselves in that life experience. We know people like that as well, but that's not what we're talking about in this chat. This chat is about people who haven't had the, I don't want to say strength, but maybe an inspiration, or maybe haven't been kind of like beat down, or haven't had the dark night of the soul, so to speak, to wonder why the white lies that so it's the white lies that you tell yourself first. And the white lies you tell yourself first is so you feel like you are conditioned to be a part of a group or whatever that you feel is what you want to be a part of. And how, when you are living your life in that space, you just see nothing effortless or peaceful showing up in your everyday experience, and how it's harmful for yourself, number one, and then it's harmful for others.
Or they think that they are, but at the end of the day, they're still not sleeping at night, and they're just wondering why, or things like that. Because that's the whole thing, is like the whole how this person was like just like two different people. It's like they would sit there and say that they couldn't sleep at night or whatever. They're going around all day acting happy and cheerful, and like nobody would know.
Oh, so that's an intense white lie, putting on a front of true happiness, but behind closed doors, it's sad.
Yeah. But it's all the same.
Sure. So, okay. So what do you think we want to, because this is probably going to lend into more conversations. So, but this is obviously just the baseline of what we're trying to talk about. Don't lie. Don't be a liar.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to others. You know, we only can do our best because of the way that we've been taught. And we know, like, our parents were doing their best. Religion's doing its best. You know, a lot of it comes from back to the original, you know, created from a fear-based mindset. So fear-based mindset is all about control. And when you realize that when you can start living your own truth, there's no reason for you ever to have to lie.
Right. I would rather someone tell me the hard truth than, I don't know, than lie to me every single day. I just don't understand it. I don't know.
I have to be completely transparent So I won't say names, but there is somebody in my life that I am deeply connected to that I have no other option at this point. So here is where I'm going to flip the script. And I would say there are white lies that happen within my experience of this person so I can keep the peace of everybody around me. So this is where it can get really convoluted. I'm not lying about who I am. I'm not lying about what my passions are and like how I passionately and inspirationally live as a person. But sometimes there are times where sometimes this is why I'm like starting to stumble with my words, because it's such a funny thing to sit here and talk about, like how when we say white lies when we're younger, to like please, and it's still probably still inside of my behavior system just to keep the peace. I do it in a way where it's like I'm not lying, but I might omit information. Oh, so my favorite movie of all time.
Like withholding information? That's not lying, though.
True. So my favorite movie of all time is Interstellar. And I don't know if any of you have seen this movie. So it's a futuristic situation, and there are robots that are programmed to help out or whatever. They're more like military robots. And so they're all programmed to have like a humor setting, whatever setting. And so their honesty setting is set at 95%. And then the robot explains that 100% truth is not always tolerable for a situation. And so when I thought about it like that, that helped me realize that me saying what I might consider to not be a completely truthful thing is only going to help the greater good. I'm not lying to myself. I'm not lying to others. If what I say and I dance around it in such a way, whatever, it's because I know it's going to overall keep the peace, but I know it still feels resonant to my truth. Mm-hmm. That was a vulnerable thing for me to share. That's why I couldn't articulate that very well.
Well, thank you for sharing. It's kind of like, so when I was just back home, everyone kept asking me, like, are you sure you're okay? Like, you can talk about it with us. So it's like that. It's funny that you say, like, it all starts with like your childhood. Like, I'm such a people pleasing type of person, so I never want to like feel like I'm complaining or actually share the truth of like what's actually going on in my head or my heart. And so I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. But
no, why lie?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like it's not a lie. It's just like withhold information.
Yes. Well, I was being facetious. But
yeah.
Everything that Courtney and I talk about is obviously super organic, and what we are recognizing, or at least I know I'm recognizing, I feel Courtney is parallel in this, that we're probably going to have to dissect this conversation down further and compartmentalize and have different chats, because it's very vast.
Yeah, my goal is to not have to live that way any longer. Like, I don't want to have to, I guess, not act. I don't want to have to feel like I have to withhold information from people, because I think it's okay to share that stuff. I don't know.
Maybe we should just become like Tourette's of truth. Yeah, you know what? It seemed really clear in my mind when we first started videoing, and now I'm like, wow, shit. What is 100% truth? 100% truth is truthful to you. That's what 100% truth is, for sure. But how can we be 100% truthful with ourselves, with others, when they're not 100% truthful to themselves? And that, in case, makes us feel, because nobody can make us feel anything, but we feel in ourselves, we feel forced to do the dance.
Right. I think at the end of the day, if you're at the end of the day, you should just be a good person and do the right thing, then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Like, I think that's what's important.
The intention.
Yeah. Because, like, if you're going around telling these white lies and then saying or presenting to everyone that you're this type of person or whatever, this great person, I don't know, like, I wish there was a way to share this information with people without
Throwing anyone under the bus?
Yes, exactly.
Also, there's also a flip side of all of that's like the whole thing with like an Interstellar and the robot. It's like always being super truthful can be harmful and hurtful because it's a judgment or an opinion.
Right.
You know, because that's your truth, that's your judgment, that's your opinion. That's not necessarily a truth as well. Even if it is your inner truth, that's where this kind of gets like convoluted a little bit right now. I know I originally had the intention with this chat for Courtney and I to talk about how white lies can escalate and snowball as you evolve as a person when you're really actually not evolving, and as you become an adult living in society and you front. Maybe that's it. Maybe we should talk about that next time, like how white lies become front street.
Well, maybe we can go into it now.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you want to?
Well, I mean, I think that's basically it. I kind of feel like we need to get more of a cohesive outline.
Okay. We can do that.
Keep it short. Keep it sweet. Keep it not white lies.
All right.
Thanks for being here.